Welcome to today's webcast, the top 10 ways ShareVault secures your confidential documents better than anyone else. My name is John Badger, co-founder and VP of Marketing and Product here at ShareVault. Today we're going to review 10 of the ways in which ShareVault secures your confidential documents. This is the first time that we've given this webcast, and the reason that we're doing it is that many customers are surprised at not only the extent to which we are able to secure and protect content, but also the ease of use that ShareVault provides to do that. Today you're going to see that live, because most of what you'll see is a live on-screen demo of ShareVault in action. This will take less than 30 minutes total. Your audio is muted to avoid background noise, so if you have a question, please type it into the question box and we'll answer it at the end. You'll receive an email from us in a few days when the webcast recording is available. First, a bit of background on ShareVault. We launched ShareVault in 2006, and since then, we've become a leading virtual data room provider with over 75,000 users and with customers in over 43 countries worldwide. Our platform is known for combining bank-grade security features with a speedy, responsive, and easy-to-use user interface. Also, our outstanding customer support team is available 24/7 to assist you with any questions that you or your end users might have. Okay, so now let's look at the 10 ways ShareVault secures your confidential documents. Remember that when you're sharing documents with third parties, your documents are going to be accessed on computers over which your IT department has no control. We will look at each of these 10 in detail. And for all but these last 3, which can't really be demonstrated, we'll be showing you on screen during the demo how these work in ShareVault. So number 1, granular permissioning. Permissioning is defining who has the rights to see which documents. Permissions can be set at the group or folder level, which makes it quick and easy to set permissions for many users across large groups of documents. But also, ShareVault supports permission overrides, which can be applied at the user and/or document level so that you can handle special cases with ease. You'll see during the demo how easy it is to quickly and easily set up your permissions, and also how easy it is to make changes to the permissioning for staging. Staging, or the ability to modify permissions as your project progresses through phases of increasing trust with the other party, is a very important capability for a solution such as this. Number 2, customizable document security policies. Since permissions are basically an on-off switch, in other words, whether a user either has permission to access a document or not, the next question is, what can a user having permission to a document actually do? That's where policies come into play. Most secure sharing platforms that allow for policies are limited to just view, print, and save. But with ShareVault, your policies are fully customizable. During the demo, you'll see not only how easy it is to customize a policy with a few clicks, you'll also see how we provide batch operations that make it so you can easily, again, stage your policies as your trust with the other party increases. For example, you might want to grant users the right to print certain documents as the project moves into later stages. Number 3, watermarking. Watermarks provide a simple yet effective security mechanism. ShareVault applies customized dynamic watermarks automatically. If you allow your end users to print documents, then ShareVault watermarks can provide a strong deterrent against circulating printed documents, since the user's identity is shown in large text diagonally across every page in a way that does not interfere with the readability of the underlying text. During the demo, you'll see not only how quick and easy it is to configure your customized watermarks as a ShareVault administrator, but also we'll show you how they look for your end users and how the watermark will automatically change based on the identity of the user currently viewing the document. Secure printing. In some cases, the party that you're sharing documents with will insist on being able to print. For example, lawyers in later stages of a project will want printed copies of contracts to review, mark up, and take notes. And there are many other examples of needing to print. Knowing that a user could just print the document to PDF how do you maintain control over the electronic version of the document while you are allowing for print? ShareVault provides for this capability, and most other secure document sharing platforms do not. We can allow for printing to a physical printer while preventing virtual printers that print to PDF and other document file formats, so you keep control of the shared files. Note that if you don't have this capability, then granting print rights is tantamount to granting save rights, since even a novice computer user knows how to print to PDF. During the demo, we'll show how this works, and we'll also show how secure print is integrated with our powerful batch print feature. Remote shredding. This is number 5. Most customers of ShareVault initially do not want users to save documents. However, in some applications, the ability to save documents can significantly accelerate the review of documents. This is particularly true for very large documents, such as clinical trial results, which might be many thousands of pages in a single document. Our competition will recommend breaking such large documents into smaller chunks, maybe hundreds of pages each, so that reviewers don't have to load the document every time they want to open it to continue reading. With ShareVault, however, you can allow users to go ahead and save those sensitive documents right to their hard drive so that they can instantly open whenever they want to continue reading. But then, with ShareVault, you can remotely shred those documents whenever you want. In other words, you can retroactively revoke a user's right to open a document even if they've already downloaded it. ShareVault's powerful PDF track technology is based on secure AES 256 encryption. To open a previously downloaded document, a user has to be logged into ShareVault, has to still be a member of your ShareVault, and has to still have permission to that document. If any of those criteria are not met, the document will not open, and if it's already open, it will be immediately closed when the change is made. Many people don't even think that remote shredding is possible until this mechanism is explained in detail. Another capability that surprised people is number 6, screenshot blocking. ShareVault's ability to prevent screenshots. Screenshots can be blocked on both Mac and PC, not only using the native screen capture, like Alt Print Screen on Windows, but also other screen capture products like Snagit. We also block screen sharing products such as GoToMeeting, so if you're sharing your screen with someone else, the other person won't be able to grab a screenshot. We even prevent screenshots on our iOS app and our upcoming Android app. Number 7, two-factor authentication. You've probably seen this in your bank's internet site or other secure websites. You'll receive a special code sent by text message to your cell phone. Well, ShareVault uses a similar approach, and for users who want to use ShareVault from locations not having cell phone coverage, we are also compatible with Google Authenticator app on iOS, Android, Windows Phone, or BlackBerry. Information security experts generally consider two-factor authentication a must-have security feature because it makes it so much harder for a hacker to gain unauthorized access to a site through an authorized but hacked user's account. A hacker would not only need to know the user's password or security question, but would also have to gain access to the user's mobile phone. Number 8, multi-level encryption. With ShareVault, your files are encrypted at each stage of the document's lifecycle through ShareVault. During upload and download, files are encrypted in transit using 256-bit SSL encryption. While files are at rest within ShareVault storage, they're encrypted also with 256-bit encryption. As most information security experts know, the most critical aspect of data security is the encryption key management. ShareVault's key management workflow makes it so that only the intended ShareVault users can open your files. A person accessing the ShareVault backend servers is not able to open your files. This means that employees of ShareVault or ShareVault data centers are not able to access files. Even though all of our employees have undergone background checks, information security auditors can rest assured that their data is protected even against rogue employees. And as we've already discussed, ShareVault doesn't stop with encryption in transit and encryption at rest. Your PDF track protected documents also continue to be protected on your end user's computer. We call this persistent encryption provided by PDF track, encryption at the edge, so your content is protected through your project's lifecycle. Number 9, secure and reliable cloud infrastructure. ShareVault is available to all of your users worldwide because it's based in the cloud. We've invested heavily to ensure that ShareVault's infrastructure is both reliable, so you can count on our 99.99% uptime, but is also hardened with audited best practices that provide the security that our customers expect from us, including the applicable certifications. And last but not least, number 10, customer-managed encryption keys. ShareVault will be announcing in the next few weeks the availability of customer-managed keys. For the information security folks in the crowd, you know how important this is for ultra-secure enterprise applications. The encryption keys are basically long, complex numbers kept in a secure virtual vault in the cloud. Without the proper key, the file cannot be decrypted, and the keys themselves are encrypted using a sophisticated workflow that you can think of as steel pipes through which the keys flow from the vault to the appropriate processes within ShareVault that encrypt or decrypt your files. Each time a key is retrieved from the vault and used, it is immediately destroyed and never stored except in the vault. The beautiful thing about ShareVault's implementation of customer-managed keys is that unlike our competition, who offers this advanced feature, it's totally transparent to you. There's no need for your IT department to get involved in setting up and managing a hardware security module like there is with our competitor who offers this capability. Okay, so enough PowerPoint. Let's jump into ShareVault and show you how simple we've made it to provide this high degree of security. Let me jump over as an administrator to ShareVault. So I'm currently logged in through the Firefox browser as an administrator. And by the way, this demo is being given from a Mac, but everything I'll show you here is also available on a PC through Windows. So first of all, what I'd like to show you is the granular permissioning, which was number 1. So these are documents within ShareVault, and these are tags. You can think of them as folders, okay? And they're hierarchical, and I can drill down to different levels. What I can do is select all of the contents of a given tag. I can just check this checkbox and it'll show me the 33 files that are in there. But what I can do is go ahead and select this tag and look at the permissions on this tag. So you can see which groups are able to view the documents within this tag. To add a new group, you just check a checkbox, and that grants permission for the legal and compliance group to view this miscellaneous tag. But sometimes there are documents that need to be permissioned individually. So if I select this document here, I can see the specific permissions for this document all the way down to the user level. And so what I can do is come in here and uncheck this and grant just Jenny Lee, but not this user here, and then I'll just hit apply, and that performs a so-called permissions override. That's what this little icon here means, and it provides for very granular permissioning within ShareVault. Now, if you look over here on the right-hand column, actually, let me jump over. You can also do permissioning from the users and groups page. So if I click on a group, these are your groups here, and you can see the users within the group. You also have your users here, and you can see what groups a user belongs to. A user can belong to multiple groups. So if I select a group, I can see which tags, or you can think of them as folders, this group has permission to. So to withdraw the right for somebody to open documents within regulatory matters, and I can apply that checkbox at whatever level I want. So you can basically do the permissions setting from within the users and groups page as well. Now, both from the documents page where I was just a minute ago, but also from here, there's, in addition to the permissioning, there's this concept of policies. So I can go in here and say that I want to allow print and save rights for product authorizations here. And then I just apply that, and now users who are in this group called consultants will be able to print and save these documents. So let's go and take a look at how easy it is to administer policies. So by the way, the customizable document policies is number 2. So basically, these are my different policies. I've got this policy here that is view only. And you can see I can go down the checkboxes and select which security features I want to apply to any user that's got documents protected by this policy. So it's just a matter of applying the checkboxes. We're going to go through and get to disable screenshots later, but as you can see, you can disable, well, first of all, you can make it so that the user only has rights to view the PDF version of the document. Remember that ShareVault, when you upload documents, whether they're Word, Excel, PowerPoint, we actually even take AutoCAD files and Microsoft project files. We convert everything we know how to convert to PDF. And then you can make it so that your end users can only access the PDF, and then we can apply all these different security policies. PDF track is that persistent encryption capability that allows for the remote shredding. And by the way, PDF track also allows us to track, in fact, that's why it's called PDF track, your users' viewing of the document. So you know for each document which pages of that document have been viewed by which users and how much time has been spent viewing the document. And that's very useful when you look at the entire project to see which groups have spent how much time in which sections of the data. It gives you very good intelligence during the process. Now this is a nice segue into the next, number 3, which is watermarking. So here's where we configure the watermark. So across every document we're going to have this customizable message, and I can modify the message here like this, and then I can also put in these variables, email, time, IP address. That allows me to identify the user who's currently got the document open within the watermark, and also provide a date stamp and an IP address stamp right on the watermark. So we'll save these changes, and now let's take a look at how that looks for an end user. So I'm going to switch over to another browser, Google Chrome, and I'm going to go ahead and click on a document here, and it opens in this secure document viewer, and you can see the watermark. And you notice that I've just added the word highly confidential, and it shows up here, highly confidential. So dynamic watermarking, it identifies who the user is, and that's a strong deterrent. If you have the rights to print this document, it is a strong deterrent to not circulate that document because your name is on every page. So that's actually a good segue as well into secure printing. So let's go ahead and click this button here to print the file. When you click Secure Printing, it opens in the ShareVault Reader application, which is an application available for both Mac and PC. It's a very lightweight application. It only takes a second to install because on the Mac it's only a meg, and on PC I think it's 5 meg. Very, very lightweight and fast encrypted PDF viewer. And notice that I have a Adobe Reader installed, and yet I can't print to PDF here. These are only physical, real printers, so it's doing its job of protecting me from being able to print to PDF. Now, the other nice thing to view here is that I can select, I'm going to go back and dismiss this document and select multiple documents. I'll select, these 3. I could select more. And I'm going to go to the secure batch print feature. And that's basically the ability to allow your users to kind of create a customized booklet, including a table of contents, and you can print page numbers and separator pages if you want. And what that'll do is basically assemble into one document all those documents. It prints a table of contents, and this is a print-only document. So as soon as I print it, I'm going to cancel out, but as soon as I print it, it's going to close the document. So I can't actually view that merged document. It's only a secure batch print operation. And it's nice because it comes with a table of contents, and it makes it so you can securely provide that capability. Okay, secure printing is done. Now let's talk about number 5, remote shredding. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this document here. And actually, what I'm going to do is switch over to Preferences and uncheck ShareVault Web Viewer. Now let's go ahead and click on this document, which will open it in ShareVault Reader. So as you can see, I can open this document in ShareVault Reader. I've got this open, and now I'm going to switch over to Firefox, where I'm an administrator. And sorry, let me check the name of the document that I have open. It's Articles of Incorporation. So I'll go into Firefox under Documents. I'll go to the Articles of Incorporation. Here it is, and I'm going to do one of those overrides. So basically, I'm going to go in here and change the permissions on this one document, and I'll revoke the permissions for all these users down here. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll skip down to the group where I know that user is in, which is Worthington Capital. And as you can see, this user, Jack Worthington, I'm logged in as Jack Worthington, no longer has the rights to this document. So I'll apply this, and it's basically an override on this document. And now let's switch back over to ShareVault Reader, and now it says dynamically, you no longer have permission to view this document. So basically, it closes the document. You can't view it anymore. So that's the remote shredding capability. Also, if you kick someone out of your data room from the users and groups page, I can just go here and lock out a user just at the click of a button. And as soon as I lock out a user, that user will no longer be able to open documents. So that's something you could use if you're working with a third party that you decide you're not going to work with anymore. All right, so now let's get into screenshot blocking. Let's go over to the admin page, and let's go back over here to look at what policy is being used. So under corporate documents, the policy for our user in Worthington Capital is allow, print, and save. All right, so let's go over to admin, and let's change to disable screenshots on the allow, print, and save policy. So I'll disable screenshots. All right, so I've just gone ahead and made that change, and now let's go back over as end user and open this document bylaws, and that's going to open directly here, and you'll notice that you only see grayness here and you don't see the document. I see this document. That's because I'm sharing it with you. So that's ShareVault screenshot blocking at work. Now let's go to number 7, which is two-factor authentication. Okay, so let's go over to the admin page. And I'm going to go to admin under authentication. I've got two-step verification turned on. This is also called two-factor authentication. So what I'll do is I'll go over to the users and groups page, and I will enable it for that user, Jack Worthington. So there's Jack Worthington. I'm going to enable this two-step verification. By the way, if I'm in a hurry, I can just hold down the Shift key and enable it for multiple users. All right, so now if I go back to being an end user, I'll log out, and now what I'll do is go ahead and log back in. And it's telling me that two-step verification is required. So I can either use the verification code that's sent to my mobile phone, and I can't change my mobile phone because otherwise it wouldn't be very secure, but I know what this user's mobile phone is. It's part of the activation process for an account. Or you can use the Google Authenticator app, as I mentioned before, if you aren't in cell phone reception. But I am, so I'll go ahead and click there. And within a few seconds, I receive a text message. Trust this computer. If I check that, that means that during the time, that the next time I get in, if I'm working from a trusted computer, I don't have to re-verify. And the amount of time that that's valid, going back to the administrator, is every 30 days in this case. And that's the default setting, but you can change that default setting. So there's my code that just came in, so I'll switch back over here and enter my code, 407810. All right, so I'll go ahead and hit that, and now I get in. So that's as easy as it is to implement two-factor authentication for your end users, and that really improves the security for the ShareVault application. Basically, we've kind of gone through the full list here in a live demo, and now what I'd like to do is go ahead and pause for questions. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at if people have questions. All right, good. Well, here's our first question. The question is, what is the point of blocking screenshots if a user can just take a picture of the screen with their iPhone? Well, you're absolutely right. We can't prevent that. But remember that there is a watermark that has the user's name on it, and it will be visible in that photo. You know, security is never absolute. It's a matter of putting up as many barriers as possible to make it inconvenient for the theft while being convenient for the intended user. So For example, we all lock our desk file cabinets if we have sensitive documents, even though we all know that it's trivial to pry open a file cabinet with a screwdriver and a hammer. We still do it, and it's just a matter of a security best practice, and it does provide additional security. Here's another related question that's come in from Sam. Can't users just print documents and then scan them into a PDF? If they want a copy of the document. And yeah, that's true. You could do that. And I guess the answer to this question is very much the same as the previous question. Secure print is yet another barrier which makes it more difficult to gain access to the shared content. These are all just deterrents. Okay. Wow, somebody here is really sharp. You noticed on the slide that says that the screenshot blocking is only available for Windows 7 onwards. And what happens for users who are on Windows XP? That's an excellent question that gets into kind of a more advanced feature, so let's go ahead and cover that. So if I go over here to Settings under Admin, and I enable screenshot blocking, I've got this additional checkbox that I can check. And what this does, and this explains the whole thing here, if you enable strong enforcement, what it does is it prevents users who are on Windows XP, basically on platforms that don't support screenshot blocking, from opening your documents. So tough luck, you can't open the document unless you've got a more modern operating system. But, some people don't want that degree of security, so you uncheck that. And what happens in that case is we go ahead and allow your end users on XP to open documents, but we just block the Alt Print Screen button. That's something we can do. Obviously, if you use a third-party screen capture tool, it's not a very strong enforcement, so that's why it's not called strong enforcement. So it gives you the flexibility to determine how strict you want to be with your security. Excellent question. We've actually just gone 2 minutes past our schedule, so I'm going to go ahead and terminate. There's a few more questions here. We'll go ahead and respond to those to the respective users by email. I want to thank all of you for attending the ShareVault webcast, and we look forward to seeing you on the next ShareVault product webcast. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye.